Greetings from DELNET Developing Library Network, New Delhi, and Taylor and Francis. The most esteemed speakers of today, Mr. Rajesh Day, Senior Commissioning Editor, Taylor and Francis, Dr. Jyoti Bajaj, Senior Manager, B2C, Taylor and Francis, the officials at TNF, including Ms. Anjuli Gupta, Mrs. Rajni Dhingra, Mr. Dharmendra Gosen, DELNET officials, Mr. Shri K. Jayakumar, President, Dr. S.S. Murthy, Vice President, Dr. P.R. Goswami, Treasurer, the heads of institution, deans, eminent authors, librarians, library and information science professionals, IQAC heads, faculty members, researchers, scholars, and students, my colleagues here at DELNET New Delhi and also its state offices at Bangalore, Pune, Lucknow, and Vadodara, ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. Sangeeta Kaul, Director DELNET, on behalf of DELNET as well as on behalf of Taylor and Francis, takes profound privilege and honor in welcoming you all to today's webinar session being organized collaboratively by DELNET in association with Taylor and Francis on a very important topic, the art and spirit of writing in the era of AI, which will shortly be delivered by our most esteemed speakers from Taylor and Francis. We are much grateful for the very overwhelming response to today's webinar session, as evident from a huge participation of more than 1,600 participants who have registered from various parts of India and also many other countries, and just to name a few, including from Canada, Japan, Nepal, and USA. On behalf of DELNET, we take profound pleasure in honor in firstly acknowledging the support, immense support, boundless support being extended by Taylor and Francis in conceptualizing this entire webinar session, and we express our profound gratitude to them for making it possible for us to hold today's session collaboratively. As we all are fully aware with the fact that Taylor and Francis for more than 2 centuries have been committed to the highest quality scholarly publishing, TNF strongly believes in making top quality research accessible. With offices spread across in more than 15 countries, it's truly a global publishing company, engaged in publishing over 2,500 journals and 8,400 plus new books every year across more than 200 subjects. They're also a leading digital publisher with over 202,000 ebooks available. Their journals platform, Taylor and Francis Online, hosts millions of journal articles, and they are one of the world's largest publishers of open access research. TNF also partners with more than 700 scholarly societies. I now have an immense pleasure in introducing our distinguished speaker, Mr. Rajesh Day. I am very honored to inform you all that Mr. Rajesh Day is a senior commissioning editor with the Global Books editorial team at Taylor and Francis Group, bringing over 16 years of experience in academic publishing. His career encompasses editorial roles at leading publishers, including Cambridge University Press, Sage Publishing, and Pearson, where he has successfully developed and managed high-quality scholarly content across a variety of disciplines and regions. As an author and active speaker, Rajesh Ji engages with academic institutions, delivering insightful sessions on academic publishing, impact of AI in publishing, and research ethics. His recent speaking engagements include various spread across, in fact, the country and outside. He has been speaking, and just to name a few, at IIIT Hyderabad, IIIT Jaipur, IIT Jammu, Vellore Institute of Technology, at JNU, VNIT Nagpur, and many more. It's a profound pleasure once again in welcoming you, Rajesh Ji, and thank you so very much for sparing your time and agreeing to be our distinguished speaker for today. I have a pleasure in acknowledging the presence of Dr. Jyoti Bajaj, the Senior Manager, B2C for India and Sub-Saharan Africa at Taylor and Francis, who will also be speaking today and will be briefing us about the open research in journal publishing. I have an immense pleasure in introducing Dr. Jyoti Bajaj, who has been at Taylor and Francis, and she leads strategic initiatives to drive journal submissions and develop programs that enhance researcher engagements and training. With over 10 years of specialized experience in academic publishing, she brings deep knowledge across content integrity, publishing ethics, peer review processes, image manipulation detection, and data fabrication assessment across diverse journals. And we are pretty sure and confident that many of our attendees here would definitely be wanting to know more about it, and Dr. Jyoti is going to cover that in her presentation today. I also acknowledge the presence of Ms. Anjuli Gupta, who has been very much instrumental, the senior marketing lead, who has been instrumental in making it possible for both DELNET and Tillon Francis to organize the program here today. And this reminds of the wonderful deliberations that we had in the very initial discussions that we had, which eventually has led to all of us being here today on this platform. Well, before I pass on and request Mr. Rajesh Day to start the deliberations, we, as an organizers, both DELNET and Taylor & Francis, may like to assimilate your impressions about the very theme of today's session. And we would be posing a few quick poll questions to all our attendees, requesting you please be very proactive, because we would like to ensure that we start a deliberation, but these are very, very important questions, and we request you to actively participate in that. And we are now placing these questions and requesting you to kindly, we request you to kindly come forward in replying. And here are the questions which are getting flashed on your screens now. How frequently do you use AI tools, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, Claude, etc., for writing related tasks? We request you, please kindly give us your feedback about it. As quickly as you can do, we would appreciate that. We already have 25 seconds have gone by, and 26% of you have voted, requesting you to kindly come forward. And we would just like to ensure that at least we are able to have 50% of you should be able to participate in this. Please kindly make it faster. Requesting everyone, please kindly give us your feedback so that we can move ahead and ask you the second question. We would just like to go ahead and asking you the second question now. And the second question is just getting displayed on the screen. Just allow us a minute before we do that. Requesting you for which purpose do you primarily use AI in writing? It can be for brainstorming ideas, for drafting content, editing and proofreading, literature review, or for research assistance. Please kindly let us have your inputs on this. Requesting 9% of you have already given us your opinion about it. And as quickly you can do, we would truly appreciate. And as I could see, our very distinguished speakers, they are also would definitely be wanting to see how the figures, what is the trend, what is being shown over here. And we are going to see the results much later. But as we could see right now, and we don't want you to, influence your decision, so we would just tell it to you much later about it. Yes, 40% of you have given your opinion. And as we could notice, drafting content is on 57% of you have said, followed by editing and proofreading, 41%, brainstorming ideas, 38%, research assistance, 34%, and literature review, 23%. Let's quickly move on to the third question now. And the third question is shortly being now getting flashed on the screen, and requesting you to just be, yes. Do you believe that AI enhances the quality of academic and professional writing? So you have an option: strongly agree, you agree, neutral, disagree, or you strongly disagree with this. Please kindly give us your feedback, and we could see that herein is much quicker, the responses, and we truly have appreciated your being highly proactive, in doing, giving us your inputs that how do you whether you believe that AI enhances the quality of academic and professional writings. It's a 41% of you. Thank you so very much for being extremely and very proactive attendees, and we greatly have appreciated. 45% of you, and this is to tell it to everyone that yes, 57% of you have expressed, that yes, you do agree strongly with the statement. You agree with the statement, not strongly, you agree with the statement that yes, AI enhances the quality of academic and professional writing, followed by 25% who strongly agrees with it. And then we do have 2% each who have opined that they strongly disagree and they disagree with this. Let's move on to the next question quickly, and we will just be more little faster so that we get more inputs from you. Now, here comes a question. Which aspect of writing do you think AI can support most effectively? Which aspect of writing do you think AI can support most effectively? Grammar and language, generating ideas, research support, referencing in citations, or none of the above? You think that, they are not going to, they are not having any, they are not contributing, to any of the above mentioned aspects. Please do kindly. 26% of you have given your opinions and truly would appreciate as fast as the fastest way that you can give us your inputs. We would truly admire that. 42% of you, and here are the findings, the quick findings, and this is again for our distinguished speakers, Mr. Rajesh Day, as well as for Dr. Jyoti. So here in the top one is 38% in grammar and language, followed by 31% for generating. Research support has got 24% of you have opined that yes, research support is effectively being supported by AI. Referencing and citations, 3%, and none of the above. We can see that 4% of you have said that no, it's not supporting in any way, any of those aspects. Quickly, we would move on to ask you the next question, and the question is it's coming in a while, and we request you. Yes. Here it comes. Which aspect of writing do you believe should remain primarily human driven? In the era of AI, which particular aspect of writing, that you feel that it should remain as a human driven initiative rather than we being relying on the AI technologies and tools? And your options are creativity and originality, critical thinking, personal voice and style, ethical judgment, or all of the above. So requesting everyone, 26%, we truly greatly appreciate, very, very proactive and highly engaging colleagues over here on this platform today. And we greatly are very much appreciative of your very, very active engagement here. 45% of you, please help us in making at least a 50%, benchmark if we can have. That would be simply amazing. 47% of you, because this is again a very important thing, that what do you really feel that should remain as a human driven? I could see that it's getting stuck at 48%, and though we try to 49%, let 1% of you also come forward. Yes, thank you very much for making it as a 50% of you have voted. And if we look at the findings, 42% of you have gone for all of the above options, that it should remain as a human-driven initiative, whether we talk about creativity and originality, a critical thinking, personal voice, and an ethical judgment, followed by 29% who has said that creativity and originality has to be the human-driven one. Let's move on to the next question, which is being there. Just kindly bear with us as we launch the next question to all of you. Please kindly bear with us for a while. And here it comes. How concerned are you that excessive dependence on AI may reduce human creativity and writing skills? And that's what is the entire, the theme, it's not only the art of writing, but also the spirit of writing in the era. And this question is directly being related, that how concerned are you that the excessive dependence that now we hold on the AI it may reduce human creativity and writing skills. Whether are you very concerned, somewhat concerned, you are neutral about it, you're slightly concerned, or you are not concerned at all. So 32% of you have voted. Please slightly be more faster in giving so that we can just finish off, because this is a very important aspect, and getting your impressions before our distinguished speakers, they dwell on the main theme. And this would also give them the inputs, the strong inputs about what is your take on this. So as we could notice, 48% of you have voted, which has now turned into 49%. 42% of you have gone with the option very concerned. You are indeed very much concerned. This excessive dependence on AI may reduce human creativity in writing skills, followed by somewhat concerned, 29%. Only 1% have gone for not concerned at all. But we could all see that either you're very highly concerned about it, somewhat concerned about it, you're slightly concerned, 13% has gone. So thank you very much for this. And we are now going to have two more questions that we are going to have well before we request our distinguished speakers to do. Herein comes the question. In your opinion, should AI-assisted writings be disclosed in academic publications or assignments? Do you feel that the AI-assisted writings should be disclosed in academic publications or assignments? Whether would you like to go for that? Yes, always it should be acknowledged and disclosed in academic publications, sometimes only in research publications, not necessary, or you're not sure about it. Requesting, 18% of you have given your voice, for this particular question. Requesting you, please do kindly be very, very quick. 33% of you have voted for this, and just help us in at least having a 40% of the opinions of yours. And we could notice that the top one here comes in 34%. There seems to be a tie happening between the first and the second option. So you say 34% of you have gone for the option. Sometimes you feel that AI-assisted writings must be disclosed sometimes in academic publication and assignment, followed by 32% who have said always it must be really acknowledged. If we are having the AI-based writings, if we are doing, it must truly be acknowledged in our research writings. Herein comes the question, and the question is, what is the biggest challenge posed by AI-generated writings? What is the biggest challenge, as per you, is the biggest challenge posed by AI-generated writings? Is it plagiarism? Is it accuracy and hallucinations? Loss of originality, ethical concerns, or difficulty in detecting AI-generated text? Please give us your opinion. What do you feel about it? And let us have a very candid opinion from you, which will really help us in knowing your impressions about this entire issue, which is being there, the biggest challenge. And we could notice 40% of you have gone for loss of originality, followed by a concern of around 37% have expressed of plagiarism. And yes, indeed, 26% have also gone for accuracy and hallucinations, which is indeed a matter of concern in AI-generated content, and ethical concerns, 25%, and the least is difficulty detecting AI-generated text. Herein comes the question. We are just being now towards the, this is being done. I just quickly would like to ask you, just allow a minute. Even the polls are taking a little time in. Now herein comes the question. What are your primary goals for attending this workshop? It is learn how to publish with Taylor and Francis. Is it learn how to harness the potential of AI in research, or learn the risk associated with using AI in research? Please kindly give us your feedback about it, and we request you, please do kindly, it will help the organizers in also understanding a bit more about your expectations, from this webinar session, and we would truly appreciate. As we have said it earlier, this is just a beginning of our very strong association between DELNET and Taylor and Francis, and we assure you of coming back more often in organizing many webinars, which will hold a great significance and help you out to the academic community. So we can see that, and this is to divulge the filings. 47% of you have voted. Thank you very much. For 39% of you have said that yes, you have have enrolled for the session to learn how to harness the potential of AI in research, followed by 33% to know also about the risk associated with using AI in research, followed by 29% who may also like to know, and that's very encouraging to know that how, to publish with Taylor and Francis. And this is for our speakers, to get, and I'll just see, it seems that this may be the last question that we have asked as a pre-deliberations, and then I just request you to bear with me for a minute, and then okay, we may like to quickly ask you, how many peer-reviewed articles or books have you published? How many peer-reviewed articles or books have you published? 1 is to 3, 4 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 50, and more than 50. We will be really, really happy to get this input from each one of you. And that would also, we would greatly acknowledge having such a very seasoned academicians and writers with us today. And we feel truly as a very special occasion for us. And this is to inform to our speakers that we have a 63% have gone for the first, that is, they have published 1, 2, 3, titles or the articles, followed by 16% who have also, contributed to more, nearly 10 titles to their credit, 10% between 11 to 20, 7% from 21 to 50, and then we do have 4% who have contributed more than 50 publications. They have more than 50 publications to their credit. With this, for being such a very engaging attendees, and we have truly appreciated your being here with us today on this platform. I now would like to request Mr. Rajesh Day to kindly start the proceeding, and I'm requesting him to accept, and we are just giving you a control and requesting you to kindly just allow us a minute. So Rajesh, requesting you to please kindly accept her invite. You have already accepted that, but yes, for the screen sharing.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, Rajesh, very much. And if you can make it in the screen sharing, the whole screen. If you can make it a little larger.
This is the whole screen.
Yeah, that's fine. That's pretty fine. Yeah, please kindly. Once again, hearty welcome, and requesting you to start the deliberations. Over to you.
Thank you very much. And what a lovely pre-workshop questionnaires. And I can spend the entire day discussing just about the answers that people have provided. It's good to see a lot of people from different part of the country and from other countries have joined us today. This is truly a privilege to be here and to present this august audience. I would like to thank DELNET, especially the director, Dr. Kaul, for inviting us today. Without further ado, let me quickly jump into that presentation. So the first thing that I want to ask you all, in the age of AI, do you really need this kind of workshop anymore? Because think about it for a second. We all have, it is already established that we all have access to different kind of Gen AI tool, right? And we are using ChatGPT, some people are using Claude and different kind of generative AI applications. So we can just go there and ask the question that we have in mind, and it will provide us the answers. So do we really need this kind of workshops anymore? So generally in-person workshops, I spend a few minutes to ask people to answer this, but here You can post your answers here, whatever you think about it. But I'll continue with the answers that I have in mind. I think, and I would love to know what you think about it. I think DELNET and Taylor and Francis have organized this workshop because this is not something that is kind of a monologue. I'm not going to read out from the output that I got from different kind of AI generated network. Here we are going to have a discussion with you, and I will be sharing my experience. I will be sharing what are the new things that I have learned about AI, and that's what it is about. It's just a workshop, and it's not going to be a kind of narration. It's going to be a two-way conversation. If you post your questions, I will be happy to direct that. So in this particular workshop, we have two different kind of part to it. The first part, I'll be a little bit talking about AI as a generic term and how it is impacting industry, how it is impacting academia, and then I will move to the second part on how we can collaborate with AI in our academic writing. And whenever I'm using the word publishing or research collaboration, I'm mainly talking about the academic publishing. Okay. So wherever I go, I just like take a few seconds about talking about Taylor and Francis, the publication house I work for. But already, thanks to Dr. Call, she has explained about all the things we stand for. I just want to add one line. As you know, this is a very company which is running almost like 200 years, and there are lots of stories, that fascinating story associated with this publication house. If you want to know more about it, you can just scan the QR code, and you will be able to download an open access book which has the journey that we have done so far. um, I also spend a minute about talking about myself. That has also been covered, so I'm just skipping the thing. I wanted to show some of the books that I publish. So this is one of the book that I recently published on Bluetooth audio technology. And as you can see, two of the happy faces of author. On the left-hand side, the author is from Apple, works in Apple, and the right-hand side, the author is works in Intel, and they collaborated with us to publish this book. Remember, the perspective and insight that I'm presenting here are strictly my own. This is based on my experience and my knowledge, and they do not necessarily represent the official viewpoint of TNF or any other institution that I'm associated with. But the presentation that I'm going to give, or the workshop that I'm going to give, most of the information that I will be providing based on different kind of research that have been published. So if you want to know any particular data, just write to me. I will be happy to share the article with you. So what I've done in the presentation, I have provided some of the QR code. If you scan it, you will be directly able to download, and almost all of them are freely available. I did not use any paid material here. Now, this question has already been answered, and I understand many of you are following the current development of AI in respect to innovation and in respect to academia. And isn't it very difficult to follow, because it is changing very fast? And I want to start from one of the recent article that was published in Research Information, and you will see there is a company which has done research called Taming the Crocodile. So they wanted to, very interesting name, isn't it? They wanted to know what kind of AI impact is there on research and academia. There is a survey company named Kudos, who has combined a survey of 11,500 researchers and 200 libraries with an environmental scan of more than 300 sources to see. And they are showing that AI is rapidly becoming the front door to scholarly information. We already know that, but they are also seeing how they're try to understand how AI changes discovery. AI-backed discovery is no longer optional. Also, interestingly, if you look into the data, you will see the survey result that they got. 1 in 10 researchers start searching directly in AI tools. So earlier we were using different kind of mechanism to search. For example, if we are doing like literature review, even like 5 years back, we used to spend hours and hours in the libraries. Earlier, like in regular like bricks and mortars libraries, now digital libraries. But now people are not doing that. They are many people are directly using AI to search. And then there are some of the librarians who have reported that users are increasingly requesting articles that do not exist. So people are finding some of the results from AI, and then they are requesting the librarians, can you provide this particular book, or can you give me access to this particular journal? But these are the journals and books that do not exist. So some kind of hallucination also happening there. If you want to read the full research, just scan the QR code. So now it is no secret that the disruption is, it is no surprise that disruption is happening in all the industries. So it is not surprise it is impacting the academia, it is impacting the academic publication and the way we write our books, the way we prepare our manuscript. If you look into the data, you will see this is the IDC report, Goldman Sachs report. You will see they are predicting by 2030, the one huge part of generative AI will create the global GDP, almost like 7%. But as you know, the AI research is nothing new. It is happening from 1952, or initially the phrase artificial intelligence was used as a marketing term to provide a umbrella term for the emerging technology that was there. And as you can see here, I have mentioned a book which was published by us in 1992. If you follow the other publication house, you will also see most of the publication house, they also have this kind of books which were published like in 80s, 90s, like 20, 30 years back, right? But suddenly after the rise of chat GPT in 2023, it became a commodity, and many of the people started using it, and then many of the issues or many of the points that we are discussing today became a point of discussion, right? So here are some of the books that we have published on different areas of AI. Now, today we have taken some of the surveys. This is one of the survey that has been done in little bit larger population, and you can see most of the results are almost same as what we got today. Many of the people, almost 59% of the people, are using research paper writing and editing AI tools. They are using it for, and almost 58% of the people are using it for literature review and synthesis, right? And many more. So whether we agree or not, even in developing countries like India, the student reports, the research work that people are doing in there, the high adoption rates are there in AI tool, and it happened within a few years. So now, one of the questions that I wanted to ask you, do you think AI can solve scientific problem? Because we are talking about AI, and wherever you go nowadays, you can hear the buzzword AI, or like generative AI, Gen AI. These words are very common. But do you really think it can help us to solve scientific problems? So um, in case anyone wants to answer, I guess the chat is open for everyone. You can just like pose your answer, or you can provide thumbs up or thumbs down to say whether AI can solve real scientific problem or not. Yeah, so lots of thumbs down, very interesting, and lots of thumbs down. Thumbs down, yeah. Only okay. So far, very interesting. Many of the people are providing thumbs down, only one or two thumbs up, right? So interestingly, AI has already helped us to solve some of the biggest problem that we had. So if you want to know more about it, maybe you can read this Nature article, which is talking about solving this protein folding problem. It's a very well-known problem, and for 50 years, scientists struggles with the fundamental questions. And then Google DeepMind, they have an alpha, they have created some the results to it, and they have predicted, they successfully could predict 200 plus million protein structures, which was not possible and which we are trying to do for almost 50 years. Now this, somebody can say this is one of the options, one of the result, and doesn't prove anything. But if you look into the research, you will see many of the scientific problem has been solved or being addressed using the kind of AI capability we have. So AlphaFold, Alpha Geometry, data center AI. We don't have a lot of time today, otherwise I could have like talked about it more, but I just wanted to give you some of the names so that you can read it yourself if you don't know about it. But this is one side of it. The another side of it, some of the researcher and academicians are providing thumbs down, like you are providing. AI cannot help solve real scientific problem. So people are saying this is the intelligent illusion. AI is not as smart as it's made out to be. It's all marketing gimmick. And this debate is like ongoing in every different kind of like medium. There is one book. This book is not published by us. This is published by Princeton University Press. If you don't want to purchase the book, the author Arvind Narayanan, they have a blog, and you will find most of the findings written in that blog as well. They are also saying the serious harms AI is already causing in how it is being built and marketed. And AI cannot fix social media. It cannot fix a lot of problem that is there. And the companies are, obviously I'm simplifying the book. I would highly recommend this book to read, or the blogs written by the author. But in short, there are a lot of tall claims are being made about AI, which we have not reached that stage yet. So let us look in. So we can see there are two kind of different things are there. At one side, we can see AI is helping us, and there are different kind of scientific problem which has been solved with help of AI. And other side, there are claims, there are case studies which are showing us what kind of challenges it is facing. So I thought maybe we'll quickly look into one of the case study, which is like, I'm sure many of you who are following the AI, they know about the case study, but many of you maybe not. So let us quickly look into this case study and see what do you think about it. Um, the problem is that one of the hospital which sees a lot of footfalls every day, they want to determine which are the patient who has like high risk. That means the mm, like think about any hospitals in private public hospitals in India. So lots of people are walking in, but we have selected resource, we have selected doctors. So in this case, hospital trying to find out a way to determine which patients are at the high risk, so that they can prioritize whom to treat first, right? And they reached out to one of the tech company. The tech company developed kind of technology for them, which will prioritize, who will flag who are the high risk patients, so that they can like create a priority list according to that, and they can treat the patient accordingly. So let us assume there are 5 patients walked into a hospital where we have this kind of AI backed system. And there are 5 patients. The number 1 patient has like severe conditions. Number 2 patient is elderly patient. Number 3, patient with multiple diseases. Number 4, patient with high annual healthcare cost. And number 5, any other scenarios they have, it is undetermined. We don't know what kind of problem or conditions that person has. So what do you think would be prioritized in this case by AI? So do we have any way to react? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me quickly see. Um, we don't have any, but you can post it here. Many of the people, let me say what generally people reply. People generally think we should prioritize with patient A who has severe condition, followed by patient B who are elderly patient. But in reality, what happened when this was um, actually done in one of the hospital, the AI prioritized person who has higher healthcare cost. So the person who has higher healthcare cost in a particular year. So for example, if there are 5 patients and 1 patient has in the previous years, they have spent most money on healthcare, AI flagged them the person who needs the treatment most. Why? Because the AI has trained using healthcare cost as a proxy for illness. So the understanding is that if somebody is spending more money on a particular problem, that means they have a bigger problem. So AI forgot to consider the social situation, the disparity between the wealth that people have. And this is the actual case scenario. On the left hand side, you will see there is I have provided an article which is talking about that. And if you Google it, you will find a lot of articles talking about the same thing. So what happened actually, the black patient, it happened in US, and the black patient, the poorer group, who actually systematically under prioritize when this AI system was deployed there. And obviously, after a year, I think it was detected and it was it was discontinued. This tool was discontinued. So now there is a famous debate whether whose issue is that? Is it a issue of AI? Is AI is making a mistake? Or did it exactly what it was trained to do? We need human in the loop who will look into this, and they will provide critical thinking insight so that this kind of problem will not replicate. There are many more case studies like that. Maybe in some other day we'll discuss about that. But see, I told you the two different side of using AI and the kind of like debate that are happening right now. And remember, these are all like just 4 or 5 years old. Before that, within 4 or 5 years, we are seeing our progress, which is happening at a very quick rate. So doesn't matter how quick we are, how quick the policy are, how quick the government and the institutions are moving, it will always be slower than tech, at least till this point. So one of the new values that are coming up from academia, from universities, even from the World Economic Forum and a different kind of international organizations like UN and others, and also the universities who are actually creating policy for that, they are suggesting there is no point of competing with AI, but we need to collaborate with AI. It is such a simple line, but it has like so many different kind of edge into it. So we can talk about, we can tell anybody ki collaborate with AI. What does it even mean, collaborate with AI in terms of academia, in terms of writing? So here, one of the article by World Economic Forum, which is talking about, we understand world that 15 trillion price is there. That is like kind of new revenue that would be generated, but it will not be owned by just technology. It will owned by learning. It will owned by collaboration. And here you will see one of the well-known university, global university. They are also talking about same thing about collaborating with AI, right? But as I was saying, we can keep talking about collaboration, but how to collaborate? What are the things we can collaborate? So, for example, if I have done a particular research, and maybe this is a scientific research that I'm doing in my lab, and I have a video camera installed in my lab, and the camera recorded everything that I have done. I also recorded it in my diary, and then once the experiment is over, I uploaded this video and my note to any kind of Gen AI tool and asked them to write an article for me. Once the article is completed, I just look into it, I check whether this is correct or not, and I send it out. So is that allowed? Will the publication houses, will the academic institutions like universities and all, will they agree, accept this as an article published by me, or as the work that is published by me? So uh, I can see a lot of raised hand. So we have kept some of the times, like I think 15 minutes of time to discuss the Q&A. Right now, if you have any questions, I would encourage you to post it on the chat box. And then once this session is over, I will be happy to take as many questions as are there. So, so the question was that how can I use AI as an author? Can I say AI is my co-author when I am like developing a particular paper? Can I add ChatGPT or any other Gen AI tool in that matter as my co-author and publish it? So this was an open questions, and after the ChatGPT was there, some of the publication houses, some of the authors quickly moved, and they also published some of the articles, including ChatGPT as, or including other Gen AI tool as their co-author. So let us see whether this can be done or not. So one of the problem um, that we see is to discuss that, we have to take a step back and let us talk about copyright a little bit. I will take like a minute to talk about copyright so that the authorship part of it is very much clear. So in copyright is a legal term, as you all know. It's a kind of author right through which we use to describe the rights that creator have over their literary or artistic work. Literary and artistic work can be many things. I thought I will just list it out here. And when we are saying creator, in this case, we are talking about authors or designer or any person who is developing some content or like tables, diagram, etc. to publication. So in what is copyright involved? Actually, in a very simplified way, copyright actually have like two different kind of rights, which is one is called economic rights, another thing is moral rights. So when you sign a contract with a publication house and publish with them, most of the cases you actually give the economic rights for a certain period of time under certain conditions to the publication house, and they use that rights to publish your book, to distribute, to sell your books, most of the time in exchange of some kind of royalty or some kind of benefit to the copyright owner. So how it is connected to the AI? Because the first thing is that copyright is a kind of intellectual property right, and intellectual property can only be owned by a person or a sentient being. So the machine, none of the machine or no AI is a sentient being. Neither they can own any kind of property. Doesn't matter whether it is intellectual property or it can be a house. Like any kind of tangible or intangible property cannot be owned by machine. So in the same logic, and we don't see in the current future or in the current future anything is going to change in that aspect. And this is not my observation, this is the observation of world intellectual property organizations, which is a global organizations, and many of the countries including India part of it. So when countries develop their copyright law, they generally follow and see what kind of guidelines are there, recommendation are there by the WIPO, which is a global body. So right now the machine or any kind of artificial intelligence has no legal status. Second thing is very, very important for is that accountability. So whether the authorship is comes with some kind of moral, legal and ethical responsibility. So as we know, it is not possible for any AI or machine to take that kind of accountability. If you are not convinced about the two, then you also can look into on the right hand side. I have listed the other publisher as well, like Elsevier, Springer, Wiley, Cope, and I'll show you what TNF does. But we all are almost following the same policies, and many of the international universities who has AI policy, they are also following the similar kind of policies, which is you cannot add AI as a co-author, but you can use AI responsibly in various way, which we'll discuss in the next. Another one platform probably you want to look out for, which is called COPE, Committee of Publishing Ethics. They also recommend publication houses and industries to how to responsibly use generative AI tool, and what kind of collaboration is acceptable. So now we came to that point where we are discussing about harnessing the potential of AI in the academic research. So the question is, we understand we can collaborate with AI, but what are the accepted uses? So I have listed some of the like 4 or 5 uses here, which are accepted industry wide. But whenever you are publishing with a publication house, probably you want to read their AI policy first. If you are sending your work to a university, you first want to read what kind of policy they have, because since the AI is changing very rapidly, there can be the different institution can be at the different point in time of policy making. But here, the kind of resources that I've shared with you, this is basically the gist of those all resources. Especially, I have followed the international guidelines that are there, like COPE, WIPO, and all those things. And I also followed what we do at TNF and other publication houses does. So one of the most interesting uses is idea generation and idea exploration. So if you have some idea and you put it into a Gen AI tool, and you want to see whether somebody has already worked on it, or you want to kind of brainstorm with the artificial intelligence to find out new AI idea generation, which is completely acceptable. Initially, during the survey, we are talking about copy editing, language improvement, and translation within a reasonable limit. That means you are not completely using AI to write the chapter. If you are just using it for language improvement, or you are using it for translation, so maybe you have done your research in your language, and then probably in Hindi or Bengali or Tamil, any language, and then you translated it into using AI, you are translating it into English to publish it. That is also completely acceptable. And we are also doing some kind of new initiative around that. I will talk about it. And then there are literature classification, which is a very helpful for all of us. I remember those days I spent hours and hours just kind of literally pleading the librarians to provide some of the provide some of the resources and indicate me what are the reference I could use for my research. So, and then also for the coding assistant you can use. So these are like 4 or 5 acceptable uses. What are the dilemmas in scholarly publishing of using AI? So one of the worry that people generally have is the plagiarism. So there are different kind of take about it, and there are a lot of debate around plagiarism, whether if you are using AI tool to generate some kind of text, whether it would be considered plagiarism or not, and whether originality will be with you or not. So remember, as far as you are using your using the AI tool as responsibly and within the prescribed as per the prescribed format, like points like idea generation or copy editing or language improvement, it is acceptable. But if you are using AI to just develop a particular article, that would be non-responsible uses. But when we came to the question of plagiarism, plagiarism is a completely different kind of idea. Again, we have to go back to the idea of copyright, right? So there can be other people who have written something and they own the intellectual property of it, and then you are taking that intellectual property from them and using it in your work. So that is kind of taking someone using someone else intellectual property without taking their permission. So that is called plagiarism. So there is right now there is multiple different kind of plagiarism checking software all across the globe. In India, we use Authenticate and Turnitin. These two are very well known, and both of them are part of the same company, used for different kind of purposes. But remember, they cannot, none of the tools still today cannot provide you 100% accuracy of AI detection. So if you are generating something right now and you are using a tool to check it, there are lots of false positive reports. So publication houses or the different kind of agencies, they do not completely rely on these tools, but instead what we do, we have different kind of checkpoints. Whenever there is a new manuscript is being submitted, we do those kind of checks to find out whether these are original work or whether these are based or original research work or not. So that is one of the dilemma that is there. And remember, some of the very popular and well-known companies who have actually launched AI checker in last 3 years, they have withdrawn their tool almost like 10 times. It's not their fault, because AI is moving so fast. It is very difficult to develop a tool and continue, and the tool will continue working for the foreseeable future. So that is one side of it. But how this would be detected in future, whether it need to be detected or not, that is a different kind of discussion, which we can have at some other occasion. So another one is, remember about the confidentiality and data privacy. So when you are using the AI tool and uploading your data, uploading your content, uploading your research finding to a particular tool or particular software, you don't know whether this will be saved and documented by that particular software, particular Gen AI tool, and how this will be used. So the only way that you can know, if you read the terms and conditions that are there when you are signing into that particular tool, and also you need to constantly monitor and find out how these tools are being used and what kind of businesses are being run behind. So I also have a kind of suggestion how you can find out the right tool for right purposes. We'll discuss it in one of the slide. Potential benefits and potential misuse. So I just wanted to like give one slide to see what are the main points that you want to use and you want to avoid. So AI can help us speed up the research. It can help us reproducibility, collaboration, tools. But on the other side, manipulating images, which is not responsible uses, and it should not be used. Manipulating data, there are a lot of case studies are coming up about the manipulating data. I have a few case study in one of my slides where this kind of problems have been reported, and then so forth and so on. If you forget everything that we have discussed, just remember this simple diagram, simple two pointers. So this is created by STM. STM is another industry organizations, international industry organization, very well known. So what they are suggesting is very to the point. You can use Gen AI as an author, as a basic support tool. You cannot create, alter, or manipulate original research data or result, and you cannot credit Gen AI as an author of your published work. So if you forget everything, if you just remember this slide, it will give you a lot of details. Again, the QR code is there if you want to hear or read the entire document, please. So some of the risk we have already discussed. We cannot completely rely AI right now. So, but it is developing very fast. In 2025, we could not use AI for various reasons, but for various aspects. But now we can do. So careful about the biases that it creates, especially the gender related biases. It provide a lot of hallucination that we were discussing. A lot of people are going to their librarians and asking about content that do not exist. And then confidentiality also we have discussed, intellectual property risk we discussed, and unintended use. So we have discussed almost all the risks that are out there. If you are careful about this risk, the collaborating with AI will help you speed up your research. That's what I believe. So here again, I wanted to show what is allowed and not allowed in one lines. So use of generative AI tool to assist research data visualization, that is allowed. So for example, you have a data, you want to visualize the data, you are using any Gen AI tool, that is allowed. But if you are manipulating those visuals, those are not allowed. So do not, so again in two lines, do not use AI to write your book or article. It cannot replace human authorship and judgment. Human need to be in the loop. They need to check, they need to take responsibility, and it should be based on their original research that they have done, and use it as a supportive tool, and all output should be manually reviewed before you are submitting, right? Now I am going to tell you about some other aspects where you can use AI successfully. So one of the area that we support a lot, and which is research methodologies involving AI tools. So if you can use AI tools as part of ethical research studies, which is completely permitted. Authors must provide full methodological details and relevant reporting guidelines where applicable. Um, and a declaration must be added. I will also explain how you can include the declaration in your work. You can use it for meta-analysis. You can use it for bibliometric studies, which is also allowed by most of the publication house. You can use it for plain language summary abstract. There are a lot of debates about it, but TNF supports it, and many of the international organizations support it. For those who doesn't know what plain language summaries is, you have written a book or you have written an article, you want to create a plain language summary for the people who is your target audience or target readers, and you want to tell them what the book is about or what the paper is about. So this is generally called plain language summaries. If you are using AI tool to assist to write the plain language summaries, then it is completely permitted. You can do that. Earlier, I was talking about the translation tools. So many of the publication houses, including us, we are the first one who launched advanced AI tool, back tool of translation. Earlier, translation was very expensive. Now we have launched this tool and helping our authors to translate their original work in some other languages to English and publish with us. And this is like completely free. But we have not launched it for the Indian languages. We have only launched it for, I think, 8 to 10 languages initially, and eventually we want to include more and more languages. So for example, if somebody is writing in Spanish and they want to publish it in English, we can help them without any cost translating their book into English. And we have AI assisted tool. We have like different kind of checkpoints to finalize the manuscript, and we give the manuscript back to the author. They then again can check any way they want, and then we publish it in English to reach out to the audience who are reading and studying in English. Now, the last question that you can ask, you, okay, I understand you are talking about, first you started about how AI is impacting the industry and academia. Then you talked about the collaboration and what are the different ways that we can collaborate with AI. But how I'm going to disclose that I'm using AI in my particular work? Should I disclose? The answer is yes, you need to disclose. Doesn't matter how small or how minor contribution or how minor collaboration that happened. If you are using only for grammar check and only for spelling check, then disclosure is not required, because nowadays even the Microsoft Word, if you are using Microsoft Word, even it will the kind of spelling and grammar check it provides. If you are using the updated version, it will provide you like AI backed suggestion. So if you are using only it for spelling and grammar, you don't need to disclose. But if you are using for other purposes that we have explained, you need to disclose it in your work, and trust me, it will help you to your paper or your manuscript to be accepted to the publication houses. If you are not disclosing, that means the researcher is hiding something. So it is always better to disclose. How to disclose? So all the internationally well-known citation, for example APA, for example Chicago, Hart's manual, whatever you are using, they have citation manuals how you can do it. So here for the illustration purpose, I have provided the guideline for API. So here they are saying you need to provide the tool name and the version and the purpose that you have used and the method that you have used. And in the many a time people ask us where to include the disclaimer or disclosure in the article. Generally we suggest to add it in the method section or the acknowledgement section, both are fine. In the book at the proposal stage, you should mention in the proposal that you are using AI for the particular purposes, and and also in preface or introduction or in acknowledgement you can use. One thing that I forgot to mention, I don't think I have covered it anywhere, but if you are reviewing any particular manuscript or if you are reviewing any book proposal or any article, it is completely prohibited to use it for peer review purpose, because if you upload it, it's an intellectual property of someone else. You cannot upload it to any kind of AI system, or an automatic generating of the review reports is also very much unethical. So don't use for that. Um, so here the illustration again, what kind of how AI to cite AI specific. So another one thing that we did not cover is that what if you are working on something which involves AI? So for example, you want to test what kind of biases that AI systems are generating. So you want to then quote what AI has actually done, and probably you want to use some of the screenshot from the research that you have been done with different kind of Gen AI tool. So in that case, include a reference and in-text citation for a specific AI chat here. So you need to, this is the kind of reference system. I think you won't remember it, but what you can do, you can just scan the QR code and you will get the entire thing with you, and then you can follow. Here I have provided the APA guidelines, but whenever you are submitting to a particular publication house or any university, just check what particular style guidelines they are following. This is the last slide, I think. So we are talking about AI tools a lot and how we can collaborate about the AI tools. Now you can ask what particular AI tools I should use. So I cannot tell you what particular AI tools to use, because the AI tools are changing very, very fast. Gen AI tools are changing their terms and conditions. New Gen AI tools are coming up, and maybe in the offline, I can suggest you some of the, maybe we can even have a different workshop about that. But here I want to give you the framework. If you are using the framework to find, to vet a particular AI tools, then you are on the safer side. So just remember this 5-step consideration. So it is called LOCART. It is very, very famous, and many of the publishing companies, AI companies, authors, universities, they are using this framework. So first you want to know the limitations, what kind of limitations that the particular AI tool has. So for example, our AI tool has been used just to review the literature, and you are using it to generate images, then obviously it will do a lot of mistakes. So for example, if you are using Photoshop to just preparing a manuscript, you will be able to do it, but you will face a lot of challenges. So whenever you are using a particular tool, doesn't matter whether it is AI tool or any other kind of softwares, just look into the kind of limitation it has, right? And then you want to see the ownership, who owns the content that is being generated by that particular tool. So it may happen there can be some AI tools which are providing in the terms and condition, if you create some kind of content using that particular AI tool, the partial copyright of that work will be with the AI company. So you need to be very, very careful and see whether there is any kind of copyright issues are there, whether the thing that you are generating using the tool is completely owned by you, owned by whoever is generating, by them or not. If it is not owned by them, we don't know about any case till now, but in future the companies can come back and say we are the co-owner of the content that you have published, so give us the percentage of royalty or give us some kind of fine. So you want to be very careful from the very beginning. And then the third thing is the confidentiality. So whether you will see any share any kind of confidential information, especially when you are uploading the research data. Many different kind of research data may have like some kind of sensitive information like name, phone number, email ID, gender, age, those kind of stuff, or maybe other number. You don't want to share those kind of confidential information. You first want to strike it out and create a clean data before uploading it. Again, open data, creating data, developing data, that is a whole lot of workshops altogether. But just remember, don't upload the entire raw data to AI. And then you want to know more about accuracy. How you will get to know about accuracy? You need to check it on your own and also follow the kind of new results and research are coming out. Watch that space. The last one is disclosure. Whatever way you have used, other than the basic one that you have discussed, you want to disclose it in your work. You have used AI tool. So remember this, look at frameworks and you are safe. So before I end, I just wanted to, you have been a very good audience and I can see a lot of thumbs up every now and then. So I wanted to share some of the books with you. So if you scan this QR code, you will be able to download 12 books that we have published on AI applications and on related topics. And this is completely free. You don't have to pay anything. These are open access book. Just download it and enjoy these books. Thank you very much. If you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and we have some time at the end of this presentation where we can discuss about the questions that you have. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Day. What a spellbound presentation of yours, and busting so many myths centered around the use of AI in academics. And what you have discussed today, in such a concise, in a very lucid manner, you have brought in many aspects concerning AI, and giving us many takeaways. In fact, whatever you had spoken, many of the things, each one of us have been so ignorant about it, have not been knowing even these emergent trends which are happening now in the publishing world. Undoubtedly, TNF is always taking a lead, but also the international organizations which are working for it. This has undoubtedly, we can see that today we have opened up, the new vistas for collaborations between DELNET and TNF, and getting, helped with such a huge expertise that you and the other colleagues have been holding, and making our scholarly community more acquainted and to get them more exposed, to the things that how even to quote and even this statement of yours that AI cannot be an official co-author, which has now been being very, very clearly being mentioned, that we cannot really make them as a co-author. It's not a co-author, and but also at the same time how to cite, if the works have been taken, and making everyone aware about the merits and the demerits, and to make their research work, their scholarly works more safer. Also, how to really do the research in a more authentic ways, and keeping, you have cited so many examples today over here, which will echo forever, not just simply with this session, but it will echo forever, whenever any of the researchers and scholars, would tend to use as they are using AI, but how to make this entire, make themselves as a true scholar in the true sense and navigating this path of AI and true scholarship in the best possible way. So the spirits and the art so eloquently that you have handled here today, Rajesh, we remain ever grateful to you. What a wonderful, truly enlightening, empowering presentation by yours. And this is just the beginning. This is what I would like to submit, that yes, this is just a beginning between DELNET and TNF, and would certainly be wanting to get more helped with your huge expertise that you hold. And even while you were mentioning about, this new framework, many this look at framework, many of our research scholarly community may like to get acquainted with it. No one knows about it, even how to cite the AI work. It's remarkable, it's truly admired work, that you are being engaged with. And we would really feel very, very happy to further collaborate in the days to come with TNF and to have exclusive sessions, done. So once again, Rajesh, thank you so very much for sharing your such a huge, wonderful, expertise. And we have with us also today Dr. Jyoti Bajaj, who will be speaking now more about the TNF. And well, before we do that, Jyoti, I would just like to, quickly, we would like to get more inputs from our attendees, and then we would like to, request you to start the deliberations and highlighting more on TNF. So this is now a quick questions. Again, further quick poll questions to our attendees here, and we would request you to kindly come forward and give us your inputs. What challenges have you faced or anticipate facing in academic publishing? This would certainly be helpful to our next speaker, Dr. Jyoti Bajaj. Requesting you, please kindly give us your inputs. What challenges have you faced currently or you anticipate facing in academic publishing? Developing and structuring the manuscript appropriately, understanding submission requirement in Taylor and Francis, dealing with rejection, understanding open access publishing or copyright and licensing issues. We could see 12% of you have voted. Quickly would request you to make it a little faster, your responses to be a little faster because of paucity of time. And we would like to see to it that Dr. Jyoti gets adequate time, to carry on the presentation on TNF and how TNF, such a global, remarkable publisher, is making a difference in the era of AI to our scholarly community. So thank you very much. And this is for you, Dr. Jyoti, that 57% definitely we're developing and structuring the manuscript appropriately. And this is in that order, yes. 36% understanding submission requirements in Taylor and Francis. You may like to throw some light on that how the research scholarly community can do the submissions with TNF. And copyright and licensing issues definitely remains one of the, again, yet another area. Dealing with rejection, yes, indeed, they would also like to see to it that how they can come back to TNF once they get that it could not be accepted, and how to deal with that further, and also understanding open publishing. Let's quickly would like to take one more question before requesting Dr. Jyoti. And the question herein comes to you. How often do you access Taylor and Francis? This is an open question to all our attendees here. How often do you access the digital platform of TNF and you get, it's providing a huge repository of the publications, the metadata? How many of you are currently doing that? So you are being offered the options of often, sometimes, never, and then you are not aware if there is any content in your subject areas. We request you. So yes, we can see that 55% have gone for the option of sometimes, and 17%, 18% have also gone for the, that often they go to the TNF portal. So thank you so very much for letting us know about it. We would just quickly would like to ask you one more question, and then I'm going to ask Dr. Jyoti to take the session forward. And I believe we can take it up a little later. And so right now, it's over to you, Dr. Jyoti. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so very much for agreeing to share your expertise today. And I'm giving you a control and requesting you to kindly Yes, just allow me a minute, Dr. Jyoti. Just allow me a minute, and I request you to, yes, maybe request you to kindly accept, yes, and share the screen. Yes, over to you. And once again, a very warm welcome and requesting you to take the session on. Dr. Jyoti, not able to hear you. No,
No, you are not audible, Dr.
you're not
Bajaj.
audible currently. Yes. You can just let me, otherwise we will try to do it from here. No, it is active from here. It's not being muted. No.
Dr.
I'm
Bajaj, try to change the
Yeah.
microphone. Maybe the microphone is not
Yeah,
working.
exactly. Yeah, you can. Yes.
I've removed my headset. Yeah, thank you for the heads up.
Mhm.
I think without further delay, I'll just go to my presentation and start presenting.
Yes.
Could you all please confirm if my screen is visible?
Not currently.
Okay,
Yes, it is there.
it is
Perfect.
visible.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for confirming. Hi everyone. I'm Dr. Jyoti Bajaj and Dr. Sangeeta. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for kindly introducing me to the audience here. I will be talking about scholarly publishing, something that the poll showed that most of you are interested in learning about. But considering the time, I will be covering the topics very quickly for you. But in case you have any questions, feel free to write back to us so that we can get back to you with responses on your questions. In today's session, we will talk about a bit about the open research, what are the steps for successful publication, and what could be your next steps. Okay, so talking about the open access and open research at Yale and Francis. So this is a slide which shows examples of where we are engaging with open research practices across different and in different ways. So, for example, we do have a relationship with Figshare to host supplemental materials. A range of data sharing policies are also designed to fit needs of different journal communities as well. So, in case a journal wherein you are trying to submit has open data sharing policy, then Figshare is a platform where you can go and host your data for the editors and the reviewers to access. Okay. Now, specifically talking about open access, so I will take a moment to discuss about this as well. And as many of you may be interested, or you may have heard, or in some cases, you may also be required to publish your work open access. So there are two essential elements to it. First, making content freely available, and second, making content reusable by the third party. And I will discuss both of these elements in brief. Okay, there are two ways in which an author can publish open access with Taylor and Francis, either in full open access journal or in what we call a hybrid journal. When we say full open access journals, sorry, when we say full open access journals, this means that this form of the journal will actually publish all of your content open access. These journals are not funded by subscriptions. Instead, most will charge an APC. APC is article publishing charge. However, many journals are funded by societies or institutional agreements. And so in this case, either the author does not have to pay or they may pay a reduced fee. The second option that you see on the right hand side of the screen is hybrid OA, wherein you have the opportunity to publish your work open access in what we call as a hybrid journal. So, hybrid open access is when an author chooses to publish open access in a journal that is subscription funded, and much of their content is not freely available or accessible unless you or your institution has a subscription to it. So, these journals charge an APC to cover the publication for the open access article. However, many institutions and consortia have agreements with publishers to cover the EPC costs for the hybrid journals. Then, about the open access cost finder. So, if you're interested in publishing your work, open access publishing, and are curious to find about what are the EPC costs. You can use our open access cost finder, which has a number of filters to help you find journals and compare the EPC costs as well. I can put a link in the chat after my presentation as well for this particular page. Now, coming directly onto the topic, what are the strategies for successful publication? A point where most of you had noted within the poll questions. So, I think there are many reasons first to understand why you want or need to publish your research. So, apart from it being mandatory for you to publish your research for a promotion or, for example, for a thesis submission, you would also want to publish your research to exchange ideas and disseminate your work globally, and to build a reputation and network with fellow researchers around the world. So the paper that you have in mind, make sure that it is original, or it is developed on some previous work that is already available in the literature. Okay, so these overview of the stages to aim to go through before submitting your work, which starts from getting an idea about what your research is going to be about, choosing journal which will be a good fit for your research, and then also workshopping your paper. So we highly recommend workshopping your paper or setting up an academic writing group in order to get some feedback on your drafts and versions before you actually make a submission to a journal, because this really helps you refine the science that you have in your paper, the research that you want to submit, and you may actually be able to work on a lot of feedback well in advance of your submission to a journal. Then comes choosing a journal. So choosing a journal that is not good fit for your work can actually slow down the entire publishing process significantly. So it is important to take this part of the process very seriously and be thoughtful about the journal choice that you're making. So during your studies, you're likely to read a lot of articles as part of your literature research, published by many different journals in your particular field or in your particular subject area. And some of your peers or mentors may have publishing experience already, and probably they can share some insights with you. So go and speak to them, go and talk to your network of colleagues, those who know your work, and ask for journal recommendations from them. If they have published in those journals, ask them about what was their experience, and see if they have any advice to offer about the process that you will be entering into. At Taylor & Francis, we have a journal suggested tool that will help you identify potential journals to publish your work in. Our journal suggester works by analyzing your article abstract to find a short list of our journals that publish research like yours. So all you need to do is copy and paste the abstract of your article and hit the reveal suggested journals button. And once you have identified some journals that might be a good fit for your work, carefully read the aims and scope statements of those particular journals that you shortlist. Very well aligned with what we just covered as part of the journal suggestion tool. So the next step comes to analyze and understand what the aims and scope of the journal are. So all the publishers will have this statement on the journal website of the journal that you are interested to publish in, and will also address who the main audience of that journal is, which means who actually reads that journal. So these, you will actually find that these are often very short, and will only take a couple of minutes for you to understand and read. So you will then be able to judge whether the journal that you're looking at is a right fit for your research or not. Okay, writing for a journal, I have not, I will quickly run over this because this is something that Rajesh has kindly covered in his presentation as well. So we will quickly move on to submission and peer review as well, as a step third within the publication process. And I think here are some basic tips to keep in mind prior to making a submission to a journal. Again, this is something which was asked as a question in the poll, and most of you wanted to understand what are the quick tips of or what are the quick tips to bear in mind while making a submission to a journal. So here are some quick tips. So first of all, in most cases, you will be submitting to an online system to make sure and make sure that all of your files are at hand and are ready to be submitted to the journal, which also includes your figures, your tables, and any other data files which may make up your submission, or any other elementary file as well. If you are using images or data that is not yours, make sure that you have obtained permissions, and this is your responsibility as an author, because when you submit your work, when you get your work published, it's your accountability as an author for whatever is being presented as the content within that paper. Also, make sure to include any necessary documentation, such as disclosure statements or competing interest statements, if they are relevant to your project or the kind of research that you are submitting. Also, piece that Rajesh covered in their slide deck. So, something to bear in mind and very important to focus on while you are submitting your work. Next comes the ORCID ID. So many journals and systems required ORCID IDs if you do not have one yet. So I encourage you to get one ORCID ID if you do not have it, and it only takes a couple of minutes to register and get one. To avoid any problems or mistakes, make sure you also have agreed upon a plan with your fellow co-authors, who are also responsible for what is being published or what is being submitted and which journal you are submitting to. Also, be certain that you have the correct information for all the co-authors, including their preferred spelling of their names and email addresses and affiliations. And lastly, make sure that the version you submit is the final version and not an earlier draft. Avoiding duplicate submissions. So this is a rule that many early career researchers are surprised by, and they actually often ask, why is this a problem? So when you submit your paper to a journal for review, you are committing to publish in that particular journal, and they will use their time and resources to review your paper and help you improve it. You can only publish a paper once, so there can only be like one single version of record. It's easy to detect for us as well, because often the papers are sent to the same set of reviewers who are actually the experts in the field, and the reviewers often alert the editors and publishers that this is a duplicate copy of the article that they're receiving for reviewing. So for us also, we can actually detect it. However, I also wanted to kind of add here that it may be sometime okay to submit work that has already been presented elsewhere. All you have to do is you just have to be honest with the editor about your previous presentation or publication or wherever you have posted it, because transparency is the key. And to share an example with you in this respect, if you have published an article in another language but would like to publish in English, contact the editor of the journal you would like to publish with and ask them if they would be interested in publishing a translation, and they may actually be happy to do so. This is actually a screenshot of our submission system, which we call as submission portal, which most of the journals use. Once you upload the files here, the files will actually get redirected and get submitted to the peer review systems, which are Scholar One or the editorial manager, wherever the journal hosts the files and the process. And then once submitted, you will also be able to follow what the progress is on the site. Then this is the peer review process. Starts with an author submitting their article to a journal for assessment. There will be some initial checks that the editors will do, and if the article fulfills the basic requirements for the journal, then and all the required information is included, then it is okay for the article to proceed further in the pipeline. And the next step would then be either initial assessment by the editor and then they're also assessing whether the article is suitable to be sent for peer review. So if the article is found suitable for peer review, the editor will actually invite some reviewers on the paper, and in order to get some constructive feedback on the paper. And once the reviewer reports are in, the reviewer comments have been received, the editors will then make a decision on the paper, and will let the author know whether the article is okay to proceed into publication, or whether they have any feedback for the authors to improve their work, and then send the paper back to the authors for revision. And once the authors are also able to make the revisions as suggested by the reviewers and the editors, they send their paper back to the editor, and then the editors will make a final decision on the paper. Very few articles are actually suitable for publication immediately, and in most cases, there needs to be at least some revisions in response to the comments that are received from the reviewers. However, I just wanted to make a point here that having worked on the peer review side of the system as well, um, I feel that peer review process is extremely important, and it is one of the helpful processes for the authors as well, because the peer review comments help the authors identify where the gaps are, and they're also able to improve their work before the work actually gets published. So the peer review helps in making sure that the science that you're submitting is sound, that there are enough evidence to support your findings, and that your paper is actually contributing to the body of literature that is already available, and that there are no ethical issues as well. Quickly covering up different types of peer review. So there are three types of peer review that you may or you're likely to come across. The first is called the single anonymous. This is where the peer reviewer knows the identity of the author, but the author does not know who the peer reviewer is. And this is most common type of peer review that you would actually find in STEM disciplines. The second type is double anonymous peer review. This is where the identities are hidden, so the author would not know who the reviewer is, and the reviewer would not know who the author is. And this is actually most commonly seen in arts and humanities and social sciences discipline areas. Then last is open peer review, wherein the identities are open for everybody to know who the authors are and who the peer reviewers are. Okay, before I end, I would just like to highlight our author resources site. This site offers support, guidance, and tips on copyright as well, including ethics, how to choose a journal, if you want to follow any checklist before a submission, and how to tweak your research before making a submission, what to expect during the peer review, and many other resources available. So you can find all of this information about editing and other services we offer to the authors as well. Okay, now I think I will stop sharing so as to give you a quick demo on the journal suggestor tool. Okay, since I'm not on the GoTo platform right now, could you please confirm if my screen is visible?
Visible? It's visible, Dr.
Okay,
Jyoti.
wonderful. Okay, wonderful. So this is the place where we have our journal suggestor tool, and as I covered quickly in my presentation also, that this is actually a very helpful tool which will help you identify the relevant journals which match the kind of research that you are working on, and will also help you identify the relevant suitable journals which you can consider at the time of making your submission to a journal. All you have to do is, there are two easy steps also mentioned here. All you have to do is you have to go and copy an abstract of your research, because I mean I'm doing that from an open article, but you of course have to do it for your particular research. Paste it here and just click the button reveal suggested journals. It'll take a moment for it to think analyze what has been pasted in the abstract section here, and then it'll actually give you a list of journals that it thinks are relevant for the kind of research that you're working on. So as you can see, the title here is Impact of Climate Change on the Mental Health of Aging Population, and this is in the journal Aging and Mental Health. And the kind of journals that have been suggested here are about the gerontology and climate and development, about cogent mental health, about temperature. So it'll actually put together some relevant journals for you, which will help you to identify which, the kind of aims and scope that would actually precisely fit your particular kind of research that you're working on. And that's all from me. I will stop sharing and I'll give it back to Dr. Sangeeta. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jyoti. And well, before we make the floors, thank you so much for a very comprehensive, thought-precise presentation of yours, and many queries you are certainly going to get, from our attendees. Just two things which you may like to add, and to inform to our attendees. Number one is the subject areas, the major core areas in which TNF is publishing, because we have diverse audience here today from various different domains of knowledge. You may like to really tell them about it, and also how much time does it usually take, when a scholar submits a manuscript, and this entire process that you have mentioned about it, how much time, because that also happens, that the scholars, they really are wanting to know about it. So would you like to throw some light on that, Dr. Jyoti?
Yes, so am I audible now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly. So I think covering your first question, what are the kind of subject areas? So TNF offers a range of journals across range of subject areas and disciplines. And we actually offer high quality, rigorously peer reviewed, as well as broad scope journals. And we have more than 240 open access journals for you to access across different discipline areas like humanities, media and arts, medicine and health, allied sciences, public health, education, engineering, technology, life, earth, and environmental sciences. So the subject categories are various, and I would recommend that if you're interested to know whether TNF is the right home for you, please go and visit our website and see the different disciplines that we have covered as part of our journals, and also find out which journal will actually fit your needs and your research needs particularly. Now, coming on to the second question, which is about timeline. So there are different timelines that we actually look at. First is from submission to first decision, then from submission to final publication, and it actually varies from journal to journal. For some journals, we are actually able to do it in less than 10 days. For some journals, it may vary from 30 days to 60 days. And in some journals, it may even take longer. It depends really on the size of the editorial board and also the peer review process. Because sometimes, having worked on the editorial side as well, what I've experienced is that sometimes it may take longer because the article actually gets stuck within the peer review process, struggle finding the relevant reviewers for the kind of article or for the kind of research that is being submitted. So if you're really interested to know what particular metrics would interest you, every journal homepage will have its metrics listed. So my suggestion would be that you first finalize and shortlist what journals you are interested in, and you can actually visit those journal homepages and find out what are the metrics for that journal, and then decide metrics
Sure.
interest you and which will be relevant for your work.
Perfect, Dr. Jyoti. And now one quick question. Are there any restrictions on the number of submissions that a particular author can do? Because sometimes it happens, authors, they work parallelly on 3, 4 articles, and then they want to submit it to the various journals of a particular publisher. So are there any restrictions on that?
There are no restrictions on the number of submissions that you would want to make. However, I would want to clarify here that whatever submissions you're making, make sure that those are original pieces of work, and you have the data to back up the evidence and the findings that you're presenting in your paper, because at any point of time it is possible that the journal may ask you for more data, and you should be able to provide the data that you have for that particular research. What I've often seen is that when the researchers are actually working on multiple research areas or works, then they may be actually submitting a different draft for a different submission that they have made, and that leads to a lot of confusion. So please keep your data very well segregated, very well organized, and keep all of your data at hand for any time when the journal requests the data from you.
That's great to hear. Thank you so very much once again, Dr. Jyoti. And I can see that, our attendees would have many more questions for you as well as for Rajesh ji. So I'm once again requesting Dr. Rajesh Dey to kindly be here in the frame. And so both of you being there, and then we will make the floor open. Rajesh ji, I hope, yes, you are very much there. And thank you so very much. With your permission, we know that it's already 4:40, and we would just like to make the floor open for 10 minutes. And this is to request our colleagues who are onto the platform. We are lowering the hands of everyone right now. And now the floor is open for questions. Requesting our colleagues who may like to ask a question, you may just quickly may like to raise your hands. And
from our team, can I request Anjuli also join us?
Yeah, surely would be a pleasure. Yes. Anjuli ji, just allow me a minute, because we would, yes, you're being there, and pleasure. So requesting our attendees now, allow me a minute, just allow a minute. We have Mr. Ashwani Roth, who may like to ask a question. This is for you, Ashwani. Could you please unmute yourself and ask a question? Please kindly introduce yourself. This is for you, Ashwani Roth. Could you please unmute yourself and ask the question? Ashwani Roth, you have raised your digital hand. May we request you to unmute yourself? If not, then we may have to lower the hand and then to mute you. Let me just quickly would like to go to Apurva Huda. Apurva ji, could you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi, am I audible?
Yeah, you are very much audible, Apurva. Please introduce yourself, and you may ask the question, and also you may like to mention to whom would you like to pose that question.
Yes, ma'am, very good afternoon. I am Dr. Apurva Huda. I work as an assistant professor at the North Cap University. So I had a very basic question, and I'm sorry if it might not be, I mean, if it would be appropriate. I just wanted to know that because I've just started publishing, so I just recently published a paper in Scopus Index Journal, and I was just wondering if anybody could just let me know how exactly does it work? Like, does a Scopus ID get created automatically, or are we supposed to? Because I do have an ORCID ID, I have a Google Scholar ID, and all that. So I just wanted to know, does it get created automatically? Does it take time, or are we supposed to create it by ourselves?
Dr. Jyoti or Rajesh, would you like to, or Anjuli, would you like to?
Should I take up this question?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Okay. So, if you have already made a submission to a Scopus index journal, I think Scopus indexing is different from having an ORCID ID or a Google Scholar ID, because Google Scholar ID, ORCID IDs are IDs for you. Uh, but when you talk about making a submission to Scopus Index Journal, it is a platform which will help you host your research in an index called as Scopus after it gets published. So if the manuscript is already in the pipeline, and is with the editorial teams, so before actually, unless it actually gets published, your paper would not be hosted there. So I think wait for the paper to get published, and then you will be able to see the online record of it.
Right, ma'am. So my paper was published around 15 days back, and I still
Okay.
cannot see any.
So there should be an e-publication version of record already available. So if that's something that you're not able to see, probably write an email to the journal and check with them. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, I think there are a couple of hands which are being there, and we also have Anjuli Gupta also today with us on this platform. So Anjuli, if you can allow another 5 minutes, and would like to pass on then and request you to also speak on this occasion, and quickly would like to request now Naval Kishore Lodhi. Mr. Naval Kishore, could you please unmute yourself and ask a question? This is for you, Mr. Naval Kishore. Could you please unmute yourself and ask the question? Mr. Naval Kishore? This is for you, Mr. Naval Kishore. Could you please unmute yourself? If not, let me quickly go to Dr. Prasanna Kolar. Dr. Prasanna Kolar, could you please unmute yourself? Dr. Prasanna Kolar, you have raised your digital hand. Could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are very much audible. Please kindly introduce yourself, Dr. Kolar.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Dr. Prasanna Kolar, working at GIBS Business School, Bangalore, as an assistant professor. My question is how much time it takes to publish in these Taylor and Francis journals, and once we submit it, so as you said that we should not submit it to some other journals, right? So I just need clarification on this. What is the process? How much time it takes usually?
Yeah. So thank you for the question. I think I did cover a part of it in the beginning of the Q&A. I think the publishing timeline actually varies from journal to journal, and also varies from the subject portfolios. So if you're interested, if you know what journals you would like to submit, probably just visit the journal homepages, and we have the journal metrics very clearly displayed on all journal homepages. So it'll be very difficult to kind of cover up in one single answer about what is the publishing timeline, because it just varies. So the journal homepage will actually give you the best answer on the timelines and for whatever journals that you are interested in.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jyoti. And thanks for being there with us today, Dr. Prasanna. Quickly, would like to move to Pratibha DP. Pratibha, you have raised your digital hand. Could you please unmute yourself? Pratibha?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry to unmute myself again. I think I
Am I
got
audible?
disconnected when Dr. Jyoti was speaking. Could you please repeat your answer? I'm so sorry for this.
Which
You
specific?
want me to
Maybe
speak? Sorry.
maybe I can now give the answer, and
Yes.
then even if we require, then Anjali would be the third one. Okay, so about the, just jokes apart, about, you are asking about the timeline, right? So see, there is a very common thing. If the journal is in the Q1, or if the journal is very popular, then obviously many of the authors are submitting there. So the traffic would be much higher, and it will take some time for editors of the journals to look into your paper and provide a comment or sending it in the peer review, right? And if the journal is not highly ranked, then probably it will be giving you a much quicker answer. Not only TNF, but if you look into the industry trend, you will see, especially after the chat GPT and AI impacted the industry, from that time you'll see suddenly there is a huge rise of paper submission into various journals. So in short, if you are looking for a highly ranked journal, if you are looking for a journal which has a very good impact factor, probably it will take some time for you to get published there.
Thank you very much, Rajesh, for this clarity. Would be requesting Mrs. Bharati Rahangdale. Bharati, could you please unmute yourself and ask your question? Please do
Good
introduce
afternoon.
yourself to everyone. Yes,
Hello,
please.
everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much, Bharati. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a librarian of National Cancer Institute, and we have that particular DNB students and faculty for guidance for now selecting right journal for publication their research. And what exactly the criteria recommended for choosing the suitable journal, and that publication charges in advance. In lots of the sites they are not providing the publication charges, and how to actually someone have limited funds and all, so that the cost how can I get, could you please?
Thanks, Bharati. Yes, requesting our colleagues.
Who wants to cover it?
Yeah.
Anjali, do
Rajesh,
you
do
want
you
to? No, you want me to cover? Okay. See, you are talking. There are not all. First of all, not all the journals are open access, right? Not in
Correct.
TNF, not in other publication house. Some of the journals are open access, fully open access. Some of them are hybrid. That means open access and traditional model both are there. Some of the journals are just like traditional model where there is no payment is required. So first you need to identify key what particular journal that you are trying to submit your paper in. Is it open access or not open access? That is number one. Number two, if you are selecting a journal which is not open access, then obviously there would be no charges. You can directly submit it there. Second thing is that if it is open access, then we will recommend you to find to see whether your institution or the institution that you are connected to, whether they have any kind of arrangement or agreement with the TNF, which often the case, and then you will get those points from there. And not only agreement, whether the journal that you have selected, whether that is part of it or not. That is second way. And third way, since you are from the medical research institute, right? You said cancer
Yes.
research institute. So there are a lot of international funds on publishing cancer research. So I would encourage you to just search for it, and you will see a lot of open access funds are there, which you can use to publish your paper. So I hope, in short, I've been able to answer your questions. In future, if we get some opportunity, again, we'll give you more information about the kind of funding body that are out there, which you can cover.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Bharti, and thank you very much, Rajesh. We have Dr. Somashekhar Gauri Shetty. Dr. Somashekhar, could you please unmute yourself and ask a question? This is for you, Dr. Somashekhar. It seems that by an oversight you had just clicked onto it. Let me just quickly go to Mr. Chaitanya Das Gangula. Mr. Chaitanya Das Gangula, we have unmuted you from here. Would you like to unmute yourself and ask a
Yeah,
question?
good evening, madam. Good evening. I'm Chaitanya Das Gangula. I'm a librarian, Andhra Loyola College, Vijayawada. I'm so excited and very happy for all the talks that we have gone through, like Sir Rajesh sir and Jyoti ma'am. Very nice. And I have one quick question to Jyoti ma'am, like regarding the journal suggestion tool. If you could elaborate on that, that would be very beneficial for everybody. And I'm very happy with that. One thing that Rajesh sir told about the entire session was very nice, and I just want to have a brief idea about the journal suggestion tool. Just that. Thank you so much, Madam Sangeeta, Madam, for the one good word for you. It's like you always crack, always crack. Thanks so much.
Pleasure. Yeah, Dr. Jyoti, about the journal selections, I believe there have been few questions also in the chat box. Maybe perhaps you can quickly mention, though you had already covered it. Yeah.
Before I go on to my answer, I just wanted to quickly check what part of the tool do you want me to elaborate on, because it's a very simple tool wherein you paste the abstract of your research and get the click on the reveal suggested journals and then get a list of suggested journals.
Okay.
How do you want me to elaborate on this? Could you please let me
Ma'am,
know?
like, is there any special filter that could divide the
Sorry, is
subjects?
there any?
Filter that could you have showed me an example of taking by open access journal and you have pasted that,
Yeah.
and you have a n number of articles that are journals that are displayed. So is there is any filter that is available so that like I can directly go into my particular topic?
Mm-hmm. So, what Journal Suggested tool does for you is that it eliminates the need of having that filter, putting that filter of, filtering first by your discipline or your particular subject area. It eliminates that need because that's a tool built in a way that will help you to identify the relevant journals based on the abstract that you paste. For that matter, you can also paste some other part of your research to find out what would be the suitable journals if you think that abstract probably will not has not given you the right kind of choices there. The other way, if you want to still make the use of filters, the other way is that you go onto the TFO, Taylor and Francis Online, and on the main website there will be a list of disciplines towards the bottom of the page, wherein you can actually go there, click on the discipline or the subject area that you're interested in, and then get a list of journals which come under that particular subject area or that particular discipline, and then probably go on to read aims and scope to find out the journal that actually best fits your need and your the needs of your research paper.
Madam,
Thank you.
could you share that link, madam? Could you share that link?
Yeah, sure. I'll just put that link.
Yeah, we'll be sent it across, to all attendees. And thank you very much, Dr. Somashekhar for joining us. Thank you so much. And this is our last question now. We are taking it. And this is, yes, Dr. Jyoti, thank you very much for letting everyone have the link. This is now to request Mr. Modem Kamla Hassan. Could you please unmute yourself and ask the question? Modem Kamla Hassan, could you please unmute yourself and ask the question? This is for you, Mr. Kamla Hassan. Modem Kamla Hassan, could you please unmute yourself? If not, I'm going to Jayashri Patra. Jayashri Patra, could you please unmute yourself? Jayashri Patra. Jayashri Patra, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Yes,
Yes,
please introduce.
yes, ma'am. My question is to Mr. Rajesh sir. Sir, I want to know that when we are checking our research paper on Turnitin in the plagiarism detection software, and if I'm writing something with the help of ChatGPT or Claude, like the language and the grammar checking, and all are the it will be detected as a AI writing. So, is there anything that it could be helped?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the question. So remember, plagiarism software does not necessarily give you the AI detection tool. AI detection tool is a added features. Traditionally, what the plagiarism checking software does is that uh, think there are like millions of books have been published and which are also digitized. So when you upload a particular paper or piece of writing, it cross-check with that database whether your work is being, if there is any similarity with those published work. And it use some kind of, it does not just only check word by word, it also check whether there is any consistently similarity in your work. And based on that, it provide you a similarity percentage, whether, and that's why these tools are called similarity detection tool. Plagiarism is just the word that we use. Basically, it provides you a similarity detection percentage, right? And other than that, recently in last 2-3 years, some of the AI, some of the similarity detection tool has also offering a tool to check AI. And you will see, you are talking about Authenticate, the Turnitin is also owned by the same house. And you will see they have, from 2023, they have launched their AI detection tool almost like 6-7 times, maybe 10 times, and then they withdraw it because they are like constantly improving the tools, and it is not their fault. There is a huge company and they are trying their best to develop the tool, and any company that will try to create any AI detection tool, they will face this problem because AI is developing very, very fast. So any result that you are getting from this platform are mostly indicative because there are lots of false positive. So do not take any decisions, do not go by these results. Similarity index tool is almost perfect, but the AI detection tool has a lot of way to go and lots of issues with that. Especially the free tools are not good at all. Now, how you can avoid it is very easy. You write it on your own. You use AI to generate different kind of ideas, the responsible uses that we have discussed. You use this for that, and when you are writing, try to write on your own. Even you can write on your own language and then try to translate it using AI. And then you can then you can check. But I think this tool, do not go by this tool right now. It has a lot of limitations. It's just will provide you just overall indications. Try to write on your own language. Try to weigh that you are thinking, because remember, writing is not only writing. Writing is also like kind of a process of thinking. And this is not by me. Most of the things I'm telling you today, sharing you today, not coming from my my brain. It is said by many authors, like for example Steven Pinker. I can remember this name right now. Steven Pinker said the same thing. Some of the I remember in one of the Nature, there was one paper was published about it. When you are writing a paper, it's not only about like writing down the words. We are also thinking. We are also kind of creating an organic way to present our ideas. So try to do that. Take AI help, collaborate with AI, but in the time of writing, try to write it in your own language, the way that you understand the topic. I hope it helpful. And sorry for the long answer.
Yeah. Thank you very much. No, no sorries. It's whatever you're sharing on this platform, it's so much full of, not only the knowledge, but also a lot much of wisdom, And so thank you very much, Rajesh, and thank you, everyone. This is to tell it to all our very esteemed colleagues, that because of paucity of time, there is a flooding of questions, even in the chat box. But you have definitely, with your very active participation, have truly inspired us to come back again soon. So DELNET and TNF, we would be more than happy to come back again soon and to inform a series of at least some. This is to request all our very wonderful colleagues at TNF. We may like to plan out for 3 webinar sessions spread across the months and to inform in one go, so that everyone is being well aware about it, what we are going to do in the next few months. And these deliberations here today have really given us lot much of inputs on the specific areas in which you would be wanting us to do. So our sincere apologies, because there have been questions in the chat box, but we are not able to take it right now, but take our words. We will certainly be wanting to work on those and also to reply not only to you, but yes, across to everyone, so that everyone gets benefited, with that QA. I would now like to request Ms. Anjuli Gupta, and it's a wonderful pleasure, Anjuli, Anjuli is a senior marketing lead at TNF, and the very youngster with whom, we had initiated, in the first go when we thought about doing a collaborative program. So thank you so much, Anjali, for making it happen today. It was all because of those introductory and your very encouraging response that you gave it to DELNET, that we have been able to be there, everyone today on this wonderful platform. May I request Ms. Anjali Gupta now to kindly share her, truly, you have got a lot much of experience now again while being in TNF, and would like to have this wonderful occasion to also to hear from you. It's over to you, Anjali.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, ma'am, for this collaboration. I remember the first time we started with a nascent idea, and then we started developing as to how we can collaborate and make the best use of these sessions, both in terms of publishing with Taylor and Francis and also accessing the content from it. While I understand we are not having the time to go through the detail platform discussion that we intended to, but with all the encouraging and interactive session that we had, a quick thing is, ma'am, if you allow, if we can just show everyone which is journals platform where they can access the content, and we can definitely take a detailed session later. But for everyone, ma'am, if you can allow me
Yeah,
the
surely,
access
surely,
to
surely.
share
I'll
the
just
present.
give it to you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, certainly, certainly. Just allow me a minute. Yes, it's over to you, Anjali.
Okay. So, to cater to the different requirements of the academic community, currently we have different websites, and for journals specifically, because that's what we have been majorly covering, Ma'am, please let me know once once the screen is
It's up.
visible.
It's up. Yes,
Okay,
yes, very
so
much.
we
Yeah.
have two websites. One is tandfonline.com, that is for the journals platform, and then we have taylorfrancis.com, that is for the ebooks platform. Now, there are certain similarities as to how you can access both the platforms. I'm going to tell you the quick steps, and we will have a detailed webinar in the upcoming time. So the first thing to notice on both the platform is to check the access provided by banner, which on journals platform it is access provided by. For me it is TNF office locations, but for you it will be your institute's name. The reason it is important is only once you can see this, that means you will be able to download the content that you have access to. uh, and for you to have this, it is important that you use the devices that are mapped to the IP addresses of your institute. So that is one thing that's important. The second is to register yourself as an individual user on both the websites. Reason being that after you register yourself, that is when all the features get unlocked, like bookmarking, saving the alerts, creating the contents, bulk download. There are various features on both the platforms, and that gets unlocked only when you register. So two things: check for the access provided by banner, and two, register. Now, for to check the content, you have three ways to reach to the content that you're looking for. So, if you're doing research or want to publish in some specific journal, and you're looking for that content, you can either use a static search bar, which is like a Google search bar. You can enter keywords, author, DOI, ISBNs in the ebook platform, and this works on, and this will give you a broader prompt. So it's like if you use the term mechanical engineering, here it will give you the answer for mechanical separately, engineering separately, and mechanical engineering together separately. So all that will be clubbed. There will be three terms that it will consider. So that is one way. And then you use the advanced search feature if you're being very specific, because it works on the Boolean operators. So you can have and, or, and not feature in this, and be very specific to what you're looking for. The third option is that you can just go and click on the journals, and all the broad category subjects are mentioned, and you can just do a subject level. You can go via the first subject that you would like to go ahead with, or you can pick any subject that I mentioned over here. Now, quick thing is when specifically on the journals platform. So going by my previous example, if you have mechanical written, see, as a prompt, you will have options where the author is written in the bracket. It's nothing written in the bracket. Something said bracket in bracket says journals or subject. So it depends as to what you choose from here. If you do not choose anything and then you just click on enter, it is directly going to show you all the things that are mapped under mechanical. So that will include the journals and articles both. From the journal page, uh, okay, you can filter down your, if you would want to see specifically the journals that you have access to. So left hand side that you have filters, only show content I have full access to. And because I was specific on on the term that I'm looking, so I'm not getting other filters over here. But if you go by the subject category, then you will have further filters as to what is the subject or the sub subject that you're looking for. And then from here, this green tick mark on the right hand side signifies that you have access to the content. If you see it here in orange open lock, that says it's in the open access format. And you can select any journal from here, or you can select an article. Once you select the okay, once you select I over here in the article page, you can download all the citations and PDFs by selecting over here. You can also check in terms of relevance of that article. And if you are very specific that you would want to just go on any article, this is how the article page is like. You can also listen to this article on the go. This is again will be open only once you have registered yourself. And then again, there are various figures, references, citations that you can directly jump onto that section in the article. And final thing is that you can view the PDF by clicking on the view PDF. The first time that it gets downloaded is in your website itself. And the second time, once you download over here on the top right corner, that's when it gets downloaded as a PDF in your system. And here you have the same features in terms of jumping onto the any section, knowing what are the table of contents, and jumping onto that content directly, the various references, figures, tables that are mentioned in that article. So all that option is available. And one quick last thing that I would like to show is, if even if you go by any subject and you further filter down, like how I was mentioning on the left hand side, that you can see the various sub subjects that you can select under engineering and technology, and the number signifies the number of journals that are there under it. So over here, once you have filtered down your search, you can also save this search. Now this is a very interesting feature, because when you do this, you don't have to necessarily keep putting those filters every time. So once you have registered yourself, you can just click on save this search, and then you can set a frequency of alerts. So if you set it weekly, monthly, so based on whatever you have selected, that's though any update on those, be it any citations, any new article, anything that's happening on your search refined, those all will come in your emails directly. So then you, sometimes it may happen that you may forget, or you are occupied, or you may want this as a gentle reminder, and you can use the save this search feature. Well, I understand this has been a quite a quick, literally overview, but in alignment to everybody's time, and I have just given a quick overview. But please feel free to write to me directly in case you face any challenges regarding accessing the content, and you can also check for the open access content on both the platform, which is readily available for all of you. So, in case you face any challenges in terms of accessing, or in regards to knowing what are the upcoming webinars from the global experts, please feel free to write to me. And of course, Sangeeta ma'am, I look forward to collaborating with you for upcoming more webinars.
Thank you very much, Anjuli. Thank you so much for the very, very quick insights into the very powerful platform of Taylor and Francis. Huge wide spectrum of resources which are being there. Truly have appreciated not only your presentation, the quick one, but also the very warm support extended to DELNET. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anjali. We know that all of you are now must be feeling that when are we going to conclude, but there are certain conversations which goes on forever. You can't really limit them with the time and space, and today is that occasion. These conversations, meaningful one, quite an impactful one, will go on, and we always would look forward to more collaborative programs with TNF, and to ensure that we keep on having these wonderful deliberations. Quickly before we close, and we would just like to, there are some 3-4 questions, poll questions, which have been left out, and we don't want to really go with a feeling that we have not been able to pose these questions to you. Very quickly would like to request you, and we would truly appreciate your very active responses to it. How prepared we are on the fag end of our wonderful session that we had, all because of our wonderful colleagues from TNF. Would like to get your inputs now. How prepared do you feel now towards the conclusion of the program to guide students or researchers in the responsible use of AI for writing? Very prepared, moderately prepared, somewhat prepared, not prepared, or you're not sure about it? Please kindly give us your very candid feedback about it, that we would truly appreciate. And we would certainly be wanting to get some insights and inputs, from you. Thank you very much for this. We could see that 45% of you, and that speaks volumes of our, such wonderful deliberations by our speakers today. 47% of you have opined that yes, you are moderately prepared now, and very prepared. 39%. That's very, very wonderful to know about it. Thank you very much for this. Let me quickly ask you three questions more we would be having in total. Do you think, and herein goes the question, do you think the AI will change the way scholarly communication and publishing evolve over the next 5 years? What are your takes on this? Significantly, moderately, slightly, not at all, or you're not sure about it? Please kindly let us know about it. And as we could, I can't let you know how the trends are moving, because that will make your decision making more biased about it. But as we could see that there are two strong contenders, for the response. The response lines are being more engaged on the two of the options. And let me quickly, I would mention 67% of you have gone for the option significantly. 67% of you have felt that yes, AI will change the way scholarly communication and publishing will evolve in the next 5 years. 27% of you have gone for the option moderately. Thank you very much for letting us know about your inputs on this. And herein comes the question. Thank you so much for bearing with us. What role should libraries play in promoting responsible AI-assisted writings? This is not only for our own library professionals, but this is also for our esteemed colleagues from the world of learning, the faculty members who are being there in this group. What kind of work, do you feel that the libraries should play in this AI-assisted writing? How to promote AI-assisted writing? By holding AI literacy training, academic integrity awareness, prompt engineering workshops, AI evaluation and guidance, AI tools evaluation and guidance. Our speakers today have thrown much light on that, or the policy development. Please let us know, how do you feel about it? And as we could see, the three strong points which have been conveyed through the survey, that libraries must conduct AI literacy training, academic integrity awareness, and also the AI tools evaluation and guidance. And this again are also the takeaways for both DELNET as well as for TNF. And we would like to even organize some of the webinar sessions which will be focused on these aspects. Which role should the faculty members play in fostering ethical AI assisted writing? And this is now more targeted for our faculty members who are in the group. So what role do you feel that the faculty members are, has to play in fostering ethical AI assisted writing? It is a teach responsible AI use among our young students, redesign the assessments, encourage critical thinking, develop AI usage guidelines, which again today Mr. Day has so elaboratively have highlighted what are the growing trends now and the citation styles, how they are now getting adapted to for the AI usage, how you have to cite it, assess originality beyond AI generated content. And again, we could see teach responsible AI use. The responsible AI is the highlight, that we need to teach our young students how to use AI responsibly. And also it is being followed by develop AI usage guidelines. Again, I believe Mr. Day and Dr. Jyoti and also Anjuli, that we have through these surveys, we are able to see also that what is a kind of desirables, for our future webinar sessions, and definitely it will help us. So thank you so very much for this, and please bear with us as we are just going to ask you. There may be two more questions which are being there, and because we would like to have this opportunity to get your inputs. And this is the third last. Which statement best reflects your view? And this is about the entire topic of today's theme of the webinar session. Which statement best reflects your view? AI is a writing assistant, not a writer. AI is, and we could see that AI is not being considered as a co-writer, co-author. It's not in co-author. AI is becoming a co-author in many contexts. AI threatens authentic writing. AI will transform writing positively, or you are still forming your opinion. You are not so sure about it. So here it comes, and it's so wonderful to see 57% of you have gone, and 61% as I speak. The number again is dwindling. It's going 61, 62. AI is a writing assistant, not a writer. As being said by our keynote speaker, Mr. Day, that it is has to be used as a collaborative tool, and it is not meant to be used as a replacement. Now let's go for the second last question, and the second last question is now getting flashed on the screen. And the second last question is for you. After attending this session, what would you most like to learn more about it? Effective prompting techniques, ethical use of AI, academic integrity, AI tools for research writing, copyright and intellectual property. And we could also see, how to cite AI. There are many of things, and also on the AI tools. So please let us know about it. What kind of sessions that you would like us to learn to organize more, which will be in line with your requirements. And again, we could see ethical use of AI. 58% of you have gone with that, followed by 48% AI tools for research writing. And the third one is the effective prompting techniques, to navigate in this AI world. And here it comes the very last question that we are now going to ask you. And the last question of this, thank you for your patience, which we have truly appreciated. Which topic would you like the next session to be on? And the session and the options are: how to publish with Taylor and Francis, why open science knowledge matters, recent trends in academic publishing, publishing ethics, diversity and inclusion, how to convert your PhD to monograph. This is again a requirement by our PhD scholars. You have got the degrees, or you have done enormous work and you want to get it published. You want it to be visible, the work to be visible worldwide. So what would you like the next session to be in? And there can be many other options also coming in. Because of a space constraint, we could not offer you more, but you're always welcome to let us know about it. We could see over here again an interest, and this is for our colleagues, wonderful colleagues at TNF, that how to publish with TNF. That our attendees over here, colleagues here, are wanting to know more about it. Though today's session, we have tried our best. They have tried their best to, include giving you some valuable insights into it. But definitely, many more programs can be held. So thank you very much. This is we have truly appreciated your very active participation in these polls that we have conducted. It's now a time for us on behalf of DELNET, and I'm requesting now all our distinguished speakers of the session, Mr. Rajesh Day, Dr. Jyoti Bajaj, and also Anjuli Gupta, to be in the frame now with the cameras on. And we would like to have you, all of you, in this frame here today. And Rajesh, this is with great sense of appreciation for the very wonderful presentation today, and also the work that you are being engaged with. Has been truly a great, lovely pleasure to initiate this collaboration between DELNET and TNF. And DELNET would always be more than happy to organize the sessions and to collaborate and to see to it that we are able to spread this light, among our very distinguished colleagues spread across the country and outside. So you can always we would feel very happy, to take this forward, and also to create a calendar of events, and not only the virtual ones. We really would be happy to host you sometime, and the entire team members at DELNET New Delhi office, and to have in-person workshops, a day-long workshops, and today is just the beginning. Today we have made a very special beginning, and we feel so very delighted about it. This is Rajesh with a great sense of appreciation and admiration.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And this is truly a beginning of the collaboration, and we are very happy. Obviously, the offline one will have a different kind of format, and we always like to have offline workshops. But there are people from, as you said, many countries and many institutions who will not be able to engage with us if we don't do it online. So we are all looking forward to
Hybrid.
collaborate
Yes.
with you in the coming days. And
Thank
thank you
you.
for the lovely gift. I hope
Yes.
this is not the digital one. I'll also get the
No,
physical one.
no, these are the ones which are going to be placed. Next time we would really want it, to be in the, foreground, and these two, take a position on the background. We would be happy to see this. Yes,
Yes, I'd
and
be
this
happy to.
is. Oh, yeah, thank you so much, Rajesh. And this is for you, Dr. Jyoti. We are not able to see you, but we are able to really, your thoughts that you have exchanged today on this platform, they're truly praiseworthy. And also to Anjuli. Anjuli, thank you for making it happen, and truly appreciated, the entire wonderful teamwork with much of appreciation, good wishes, and extremely delighted that we have been able to come together, both DELNET and TNF, in organizing the webinars, which will go a long way in strengthening, also sensitizing the professionals. And a very special big thank you to all of you, each one of you, for making this session truly and highly engaging, empowering, enlightening everyone. And we could see that there's not much of light which is now being around. Though it has almost a 1 hour, but we still feel conversations to go on. But yes, we have made these beginnings, and we assure you that both the organizations would ensure that whatever inputs that you have given, there have been a long volley of questions for you as a poll questions. The reason was to get more inputs. So thank you so very much, each one of you, for your very, very active and a proactive support in being there with us, making this webinar session truly an empowering and enlightening one. My very special thanks to my own colleague, Mr. Kushal, and also to Ranjana, and also to my colleagues at our other units, including Subhash and Kiran at Bangalore. We have Sajal and Prashant at Lucknow, Mr. Rohidas Rathore at Pune, and also at Vadodara, Dr. Vipul Bankar, who have really worked hard in ensuring that we are able to inform our professionals across Pan India and also from outside India to be a part of this. Once again, a big thank you to all of you. We look forward to seeing you back on 5th of August, 10:30 a.m. We are having our distinguished speaker from US who is going to speak again on AI in education, and that's being from Cengage. Cengage has come out with a very major report on the impact of AI in education. This is to inform everyone. We will once again be informing to each one of you with the joining link. The link is also available for registration at the DELNET website under the latest programs. We look forward to seeing you on 5th of August at 10:30 a.m. IST, Indian Standard Time. Until then, do take care of yourself. We look forward to coming back again. DELNET and TNF would like to come back again soon. And it's not only one webinar. On their behalf also, I'm taking a liberty to say, and this is for you, Rajesh and also Anjuli and Dr. Jyoti, that we would at least be announcing in one go the quarter, the 3 programs, so that you can mark your calendar well. And we would also work hard to see to it that it becomes as impactful as the today's. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to see, the responses coming in from our colleagues, and you always inspire us to keep on coming back again and again. Thank you very much, one and all. And a quick thank to everyone that the certificate of participation will shortly be coming to your inboxes issued by DELNET and TNF in yet another precisely 10 minutes time. 5:30, because if you don't sign off by 5:30, it will come at 6:30. So it's a time to sign off right now. And we really have truly appreciated the presence of each one of you. Thank you very much. Once again, Rajesh Ji, to Dr. Jyoti and Anjali, God bless you. And it has been truly a lovely pleasure. And thank you so much, one and all. Stay happy, stay blessed, and do stay
Thank you.
connected. Look forward to coming back again. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Goodbye. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, everyone.
Sangeeta, for your kind words and appreciation. Well, thank you. It was a pleasure participating. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. The memento will soon be reaching you. Yes, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.